The challenge of learning by doing is often that you make mistakes along the way, and that's how you learn, I suppose. But in a rush of blood, I cut the cockpit floor out. Good thing is I can see what's going on underneath there and get to some issues like leaking scuppers and things like that, which is really good. And I'll show you what it looks like underneath there, exposed after 40 years of service. But I've rebuilt the section of floor that I cut out. Would have been cheaper and easier just to get a piece of plywood and create a new one. But as I say, I'm learning by doing, and the end result is going to be very good. But the issue is that I've just cut the floor out this way vertically, and I can't just plonk that straight in with a butt joint, because it'll rupture. And you imagine the cockpit floor is something that gets under a fair bit of load. It did break once before. That was because of bad manufacturing, a bit of weakness in this whole area here. Let the water in, and then the plywood rotted, and then the floor broke. So it's an interesting exercise, but what I want to do is make this bigger than the hole that I cut out, and I want to create it so that the load is places some shear on the fibres, so that there's no butt joint, and it can't just be laminated from underneath. In fact, laminating from underneath just won't work because I can't get to it. So it has to be dropped in from the top, and it has to create some shear. So what I'm going to do is extend this edge all the way around. So I'm going to bevel it off and lay up some fiberglass to increase the size of it, so it's now bigger than the hole that I cut out, and then bevel it and sit it in over the top of the lip that's left there. The thing about the flooring edger is, apart from the fact that it cuts faster than any other tool that I've used, is it's designed to get it flat, perfectly flat. So I marked out the section where the cockpit floor has let go, and if you have a look at that section there where the plywood's rotted underneath, look how porous the layup of the fiberglass is. Just this whole section right around here. So it's survived here, the moisture's got in there and destroyed it, and this is where it's moving. So I'm just going to cut that piece out and then repair that, and then feather it into this bit, and then I'm going to put an entire sheet of quadraxial cloth. Quadraxial, don't you love that?
hold me if I told you we can just run away? So come, my darling, let me help you. We can follow the sun and leave the rain for somebody else. Let's help ourselves, leave our troubles upon the shelf. And don't you worry, we're gonna find all we need in our sunset paradise. All the sidewalks and the highways, they will turn into dust as Mother Nature covers over every street we take, and lead the way for somebody else to help themselves, leave their troubles upon the shelf. So don't you worry, we're gonna find all we need in our sunset paradise. Leave it all for somebody else to help themselves, leave their troubles upon the shelf. And don't you worry, we're gonna find all we need in our sunset paradise.
A bit of tape on the back here to stop the resin from leaking. Couldn't believe how thin this sheet of glass was. This is the underside of the floor. One of those things that's round the back underneath and nobody would see it. Problem was, and a couple of structural weaknesses. That's worked quite well.
Everybody's walking toward the tightrope on a place in a foreign world. Tidal waves and broken like a starlet. I am drawn, but I'm made for her. I was made to fall in love with you. I was made to fall in love with you. Sticking to the roads that we had left here. Summer eyes have left this place, and everything I want to give you has been broken on your face. I was made to.
Good morning. There are a lot of very expensive options when it comes to polyester products, and even more expensive if you move to epoxy products. So when you're looking for some kind of filler for polyester, you can't go past this one, Tradies Bog, because Where is it there? Doesn't want to spin. Okay. Because there we have it in black and white. Polyester resin kit. Perfectly good for filling underneath polyester resin repairs. The same applies to all kinds of bits and pieces with that are branded so-called marine. Any good quality plywood suitable for an exterior grade. So half the price exterior grade premium quality plywood, you'll get the occasional void in there. You get that in marine ply as well. I'm putting about 2% MEKP in the polyester resin because the weather's quite cold. You can go 1% as the minimum, 2% theoretically is the maximum, although I have used more. 2% should see it go off in a reasonably good time frame. I've cleaned the surface off here with acetone, and it should actually be active enough. It was only laid up yesterday, so it should be fine, but I'm doing it because I can. Of course the plywood needs to be coated on all sides.
Hungry for the road all my life, thirsty for adventure all my youth, chasing all my freedoms down Liberty Avenue. And every time I hear a phrase my mother used to say to me, everything happens for a reason, I get the feeling I need a little taste of home, 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 just a little taste of home. I need a little taste of home, home, home. I need a little taste of home. Nothing like kitchen conversation, steam coming up off the stove,